Okay, I got 9 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Today's date, August 25th, 2025. It's 9 a.m. If you'll please rise with the pledge of allegiance followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Williams, you want to lead us in prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, be with us as we do the business of Mills County. Guide us and direct us in all our actions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Review and act on minutes of August 18th. If you'll check everything out in the minutes of August 18th.
I make a motion the minutes be approved as written. I'll second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the minutes, a second by Commissioner Parton. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes of August 18th, 2025, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, audience with individuals. We got 2 people who signed up to speak, and we can do it now or wait. We're going to get down to the solar process. Mr. Rawson, are you here to talk about the solar?
No, sir.
Okay, we will go and speak now. Okay, come on, welcome. Come on up here, Mr. Rawson. The microphone is on. Good morning.
Good morning, Vice President Hall. I'm here to address the County Road 259, the condition with the road. As I understand, the cones are put up there. But it's been months, and my problem with it is I respect other drivers coming my way and everything. I was talking about going and coming from off 256, 50, Farm Road 16, going and coming. Well, I respect other people, but apparently they don't respect me. I get tired of having to drive in the ditch to avoid them. Is there any way all that excess gravel on the side to fill in those holes? Because I'm getting tired of my truck getting scratched up, having to run into the ditch to avoid hitting somebody because they don't respect me coming on, driving up that way when they're not even up to the cones yet. Yet when I'm coming up there, they decide they're gonna go around the cones regardless of where I'm at. I'm having to drive in the ditch to avoid hitting them, scratching my truck up, passenger side up, hitting those bushes and everything. There is so much gravel on the side of that road. Can't that gravel be pulled in there and filling those holes where we'll have 2 lanes again and not 1? I'm just, I don't expect answers from any of y'all, no. But I'm just bringing up things. I mean, further down there, you can see piles and piles of road gravel just sitting there. Can't anything, because it brings deja vu back to the work this commissioner I had in my precinct before, where we had the road where it was big enough to car drop inside. It's just that, excuse me, I don't mean to offend anybody, but it seems like, they think because they put the cones up there, that's a corrective action. I understand we've had a lot of rain, nothing to, y'all got other priorities, trying to repair the roads from rain damage. And so I don't know, if 259 has been, the cones been put up, it's been forgotten, it's been a corrective, I think it's been a corrective action, but something's got to be done. It's been months since that's been washed out like that. Is there anything that can be done where that road can be back over into a two lane instead of it's now converted down to a 1? I'm just asking, please consider that road where we can have normal flow of traffic again. Thank you all. God bless you.
Mr. Rawson, thanks for your comments.
You're welcome.
All right,
Dwayne,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
let me and you talk.
yeah, I was gonna recommend talking to the commissioner after the commissioner's court. Okay, Ms. Watson, you wanna wait till we, get to the solar farm? Pardon?
That is fine.
Okay, okay. Okay, number 4, consider an act on approving accounts payable. Commissioners, we got our accounts payables present to go through everything, see if there's any questions you have on that.
Make a motion, we approve the accounts payables.
Okay, motion has been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the accounts payables. Second by Commissioner Sullivan. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 5, consider an act on budget amendments and related matters. This is regarding precinct 1. Commissioner Sullivan, anything you need to add to this or anything?
No, what's loaded here?
Okay,
Why is there 2 separate ones on, fuel and oil?
What are you asking?
Know that? Both of them say 325.
Thank you. Because I've got 8,000 coming out of fuel. And then,
Okay.
that's supposed to be 326, I believe.
326.
Yes. That's tires.
and 326 is which line item? The
1,000.
third one? Okay. 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 Any other questions, commissioners, discussion? Okay. Don't make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve with the correction on the $1,000.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Head with the following correction. Any discussion? Here, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor of approving the budget amendment with the correction, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, number 6. I want to welcome Miss Mary Gales. She is with our indigent group. Miss Mary Gales from Clean, correct, or Belton? Clean, that's right. If you don't come up here, Miss Gales. Folks, we got 3 things on here. We never got the interlocal agreement. We were in contact with Miss Ebony Jackson, who had a family matter that couldn't be here today, correct?
Correct.
So we do not have the interlocal agreement to vote on right now, but we will discuss these other 2 items. So I'll make a motion right now to table the interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Healthcare until the next commissioner court meeting. That sound good to you, Ms. Gales?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, the number 6, I'm gonna make a motion, we table the interlocal agreement with Bell County Indigent Healthcare until the next commissioner court meeting.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor of tabling that item till the next commissioner court meeting, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. That will be tabled. And now, Miss Gales, we're gonna do consider an act on inmate healthcare resolution and related matters. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good day, Judge and Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity. As Judge said, I am Mary Gales, Assistant Director with Indigent Healthcare. Thank you for this opportunity. Ebony sent me on her behalf again, she did have a medical emergency. So with all confidence, I'm standing here on her behalf and on behalf of Indigent Health. And I look forward to our continued collaboration to effectively serve Mills County. Our first discussion will be our source report. This is short.
Yeah.
No short, huh?
And this report, is a detailed, statement of exactly where the dollars went and what our office, and was processed inside of our office. As we take a look at that, we see that the two largest, dollar amount spent is $35,000 for jail outpatient and for physician services. Again, both of those are, dealing with the jail, which is our biggest, our largest, customer base right now. And as we move forward to our dashboard report, which is the colorful thing, you guys might not have the colors.
We have the.
Ours in color, we don't have the, ours is black and white.
Sorry.
But we can still see it.
Okay. And the dashboard, it just shows, the claims that were processed from, from September 1 of 2024 until August 22nd, 2025. And again, it just shows that, outpatient hospital services at 42.46% was $11,908.81. Again, just showing that, our biggest outpatient care is our inmates right now. And the total amount of expenditures for that time period was $28,045.48. We have entered 16 new customers, and we processed, which means we actually physically touched 33 worksheets. Any piece of paper that deals with the client, that is what we consider touching and processing. Whatever we need to use to that paper. We have 64 clients for the fiscal year. Again, 16 new clients, and we have 2 fully eligible indigent clients, which means they're not considered jail, they're just considered our civilian population. And with those, we do a social work assessment, which means we kind of put the client, see what needs need to be met with them, see what we can assist them with, if there's any resources that we can assist them and guide them with. And of course, as far as new appointments, we don't do that because most of them are inmates. And so once that process starts with them, that is painful. Do you have any questions?
Okay, commissioners, any questions for Ms. Gales?
The only one I got on this source total reports is, 28,045.48 was paid. 101,840.17 was billed. Is that settlement?
Well, remember, we pay Medicaid rates. And so that's when we were billed the 101 with Medicaid rate, it became the 28,000.
So are the healthcare, are they considering that settlement?
Yes, those are those payments made. The amount paid on the side is actually those Medicaid rates.
Okay.
Because we had a, inmate resolution that was signed 2 years ago. And what that just says is that any inmates that are sent outside of the jail, those providers will need to pay at that indigent rate.
But we did not have Hendricks in that.
We do have Hendricks in that. The price is included in here for Hendricks, but Hendricks, is outside of right now, the service area. And so Hendricks, we had to do some negotiations. Because they weren't at first willing to accept the Medicaid rate.
But they are now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, that is one of the accomplishments and one of the success stories that I wanted to mention. Is that, there was a bill from Hendricks. And Hendricks has been one of our providers for over 20 years. I believe at some point when they changed over to Hendrick Brown, I wasn't here for that. And so there was a bill, and some of the bills were sent in error to the jail instead of being sent to individual care. And so once we received those bills, there was a bill for over $82,000. We were able to negotiate with them really, really well and really intensely to remind them of that inmate resolution. And we were able to negotiate a rate for Mills County to pay $5,129.40. So that gave Mills County a savings of over $77,000, which is over your budget. It was a pretty difficult and challenging negotiation because right in the middle of the negotiation, one of the staff left. So we had to re-educate the new person on what we had agreed with. And because we had emails, we were able to sustain that negotiation.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the inmate healthcare resolution. And a second's been made by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the inmate healthcare resolution, say aye.
Is this the resolution?
The one we're talking about. The other one is the healthcare services notification.
I don't have the inmate resolution.
I should say, there's no resolution here. This is just a report.
We didn't get that. That's not on the healthcare service notification.
I can make sure that I send a copy of the inmate resolution.
There's no.
I missed that. Okay.
I'm just making it.
I make a motion that we table the inmate healthcare resolution since it's not here.
Okay. The other deal we started with has ended, do I need to take a vote on that first part, Bill?
I'm sorry,
Do I need to take a vote on the first deal because I neglected that we did not have that resolution in here? I had a motion in the second.
on the resolution.
Yeah, on the resolution, I'd already started. I didn't want to confuse, Shawnee, correct? We already got a motion in the second.
Okay,
And
but I think you made the motion.
if you made a motion to table,
Yeah.
do we need to go back on anything? Is that okay?
Well, you could vote down
Okay.
your motion. and go back
Yeah,
to-
let's do it right. Let's go ahead. We had it, we're already on the table. I made a motion to that in a second. And, I will recommend we vote that down, not knowing that we don't have that resolution. So anyway, I'll take a vote on that first part. All those in favor of approving that, say aye. All those opposed?
No.
We got, yeah. Opposed on that. So we got that taken care of. Okay. Now, Commissioner Williams has recommended we table this resolution and is seconded by Commissioner Head. And all those in favor of tabling this, say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Now, number 8, consider an act on optional healthcare services notification. We're on that one, Ms. Scales.
The optional health.
Yes, healthcare service. Now, this is, we filled this out. This is the same forms we filled out last year on everything.
Yes,
You have that copy?
yes.
Okay, we went through that, and these are the same, you'll go over to the commissioners, all this, what this is about. These are what same deal we filled out last year, exactly.
This is the optional services notification. And what this is just, it is submitted to the state. But what it just says is that what you are willing to provide as far as going beyond the basic health services. And so previously, you guys selected, number 1 was advanced practice nursing and dental care were the ones that you provided. Ambulatory surgical center, colostomies, counseling service, diabetic supplies, DME equipment, emergency services, occupational therapy, physical therapy, home and community health care, physician assistant, vision care, and others were discontinued as the previous years.
Okay,
And so that just needs to be signed, and then we will forward that to the city.
okay.
I'm just curious, does anybody take all of those? Do you know anybody that does all of those? Yeah, okay, just.
Okay, any other questions, commissioners, on this? Okay. So I'll make a motion, we approve the optional health care service notification. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams, any other discussion? All those in favor of the approving the optional health care services, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. And, Ms. Gales, thanks for coming, since in our regards to, Ms. Ebony. And, we do need to get those, resolution and interlocal agreement next time.
Absolutely, and we want to forward the resolution. And also, the
Interlocal agreement.
interlocal agreement, and also the invoices for fiscal year 24 and 25.
Okay,
What I am planning to do today is, there are some issues that came up with McMahon Pharmacy. And so I am going over today to meet with them face to face to talk about some charges.
okay, you said McMahon Pharmacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what it is,
The new owners. It's,
oh.
yeah,
I
they're,
didn't know.
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
And that's just the problem that we're facing right now, is that the providers aren't sending the bills to indigent, they're sending them to the jail, which kind of prolongs the process of getting those taken care of in a time frame. So we are wanting, I'm wanting to make a face-to-face today.
Yeah.
I think not very long ago, Comanche Hospital bought McMahon.
I'm sorry.
Not very long ago, Comanche Hospital bought McMahon's. Now Mike's still there. They're ready.
Yeah, he'll be glad to help you out. And, yeah, send our regards again to Ms. Jackson. I would try to reach out to her Thursday and Friday, so I guess she's down the hall, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
She is. She is definitely in our prayers, and I please keep her and her family.
We will, and, our best regards to her, okay?
Thank you.
And we'll see you again in, 2 weeks or so, for the next
Okay,
next
yeah.
report, okay?
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ms. Gales. Have a good day. Okay, number 9, consider an act on election judges and polling locations for the 25-27 election cycle. Commissioner, these, no need to go over everything. These are all the early voting locations, the precincts throughout the county. Ms. Shawnee, anything you need to add on this or anything?
No, I mean, it's the same as last, there's no new,
Yeah,
so the usual election records and judges.
okay. Commissioners, any questions on this? I'll make a motion, we approve the election judges and polling locations for the 25-27 election cycle. Second by Commissioner Sullivan. All those in favor of the election judges and polling locations for the next cycle, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it unanimously. All right. Number 10, consider an act on double wheel vibrating roller / Packer bids for precinct 1. Commissioner Sullivan, you want to take this, sir?
Well, I'm just turning this in to be open to everybody. Turning it in for bids, since it's over the 50,000 right now. So, and to be legal, that's what I look at it, that's what I'm looking, that's why I'm presenting this to the court today.
Okay, commissioners, questions?
Have you put it in the paper? Or does it have
As soon as
to?
we approve it, it'll be put in the.
Yeah,
paper.
he had, yeah, so it'll be, yeah.
It can't be put in the paper until we approve it.
Okay. Any other questions, commissioners? Do I hear a motion on this? I'll make a motion, we approve the double wheel vibrating roller Packer bid for precinct 1. Second by Commissioner Sullivan. All those in favor of approving the double wheel vibrating roller Packer bid for precinct 1, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 4 in favor, 1 against. Okay, number 11. Consider an act on whether to begin the process for creating a reinvestment zone at the request of Red River Clean Energy. So I got a call Friday morning at 11 a.m. from Representative Red River. They could not be here, wanted to table this matter for another time. Wasn't real happy, but I did say I will table this. Now, we do have one individual, maybe, I think that's all for right now, that is wanting to come speak to us right now, Ms. Karen Wesson. I'll welcome, come up here, Ms. Wesson, to come up and talk.
Francis.
Good morning, Ms. Karen. How are you today?
Good morning,
Yeah, I said Ms. Karen Wesson, Ms. Francis, so,
Karen Weston, Branch.
yeah, sorry about
My
that.
name, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to y'all. I am a retired CPA and former internal auditor. I am here today to ask you to vote against giving any tax incentives, an abatement, or a pilot project agreement, which is a payment in lieu of property taxes, to any solar energy companies that come into our county. There's many things you cannot control. That is one of them. They can come in. We can't control them conserving our water, building conservation corridors for wildlife. But one thing you can do, and really two things, is you can not allow them to not pay their fair share of property taxes. You also can require them to enter into either a road use agreement or put up a bond to fix our roads when they tear them up. First of all, I was here a week ago when you approved a deficit $700,000 budget. I worked for the federal government. I worked for for-profit companies. I worked for nonprofit companies for 42 years. I've audited budgets. Never in my 42 years have I seen a deficit budget approved. And I know what that says is Mills County has financial struggles, like many counties. But that, to me, is reason number one, not to give any solar companies any tax breaks. Second of all, Red River has put up a sheet that shows all the jobs they're going to create, around 250. I would propose that those jobs will not come from Mills County. I also believe that the hotels, the restaurants, the supply, and the jobs will come from other counties, not Mills County. So, Texas House Bill number 5, presented in the 88th Texas Legislature, is the primary bill that prohibited Texas school districts from giving solar tax abatements. So we know school districts already by law cannot give tax incentive, tax breaks to solar companies. Next, in the 89th legislature, in the Texas Senate, there was bill number 819 proposed. That bill prohibits taxing authorities from granting property tax abatements to renewable energy projects, wind and solar. That includes counties. Now, this bill has not been passed as law, but it is significantly supported by Republicans in the Texas Senate and will hopefully be brought up in the next legislature. Our own state senator, a gentleman named Charles Perry, who is our senator of District 28, which includes Mills County, as recently as April 2025, voted 3 times for this bill, Senate Bill number 819, which would eliminate your ability to give renewable energy any solar tax abatements. Brown County, one of the solar projects in northern Brown County, and by the way, I own property in northern Mills County. This property is land and a home that have been in my family for 56 years. My father was born and raised in Mills County and died at his home in Mills County. I have a fence line that joins one of these solar energy lease properties. I believe, after speaking to my county commissioner within the past 10 days, that the battery storage facility will be within 100 yards of my fence and 800 yards of my home. I have a deep vested interest in this area. I would like to share with you that on August 17th, I spoke with Kirk Chastain, who is the precinct 1 commissioner of Brown County. The Red River Clean Energy Chismate project is also involved Brown County. Brown County gave no tax abatements to Red River Clean Energy. In fact, back in 2021, they gave no tax abatements to the Brooksmith facility that continued to go in as an operation today. They did make Red River put up a bond to repair the roads when they tear them up. So, finally, each of you are elected Republicans, and I respect the very difficult work you have in front of you. But I also would say that as Republicans, the Republican Party of Texas in March of this year issued a resolution supporting that Texas Senate Bill 819, which would not allow you to give tax abatements to solar companies. I would ask that you continue to support that Republican Party stance. I believe that's all I have, and I appreciate your time today.
Ms. Wilson, thank you for your comments, and I know you may not be able to come in 2 weeks when we have this back on the agenda, so
Yeah.
anyway, thank you.
My neighbors will.
Well, thank you for your comments. Okay, I'm gonna make a motion, we table the process for creating a reinvestment zone at the request of Red River Clean Energy to the next commissioner's court meeting.
So if it's just the process, why don't we go ahead and vote on the process?
Because he wanted to be here.
Okay. Well, both solar farms that have approached us want us to do the process. Is that correct?
Well, Tom Dubill had all the city figures for their abatement. And that was with the other solar project. So they wanted to be here when we take this vote, and that came from Bill Pentek.
What are we voting on?
Whether or not to do a reinvestment, for the process of creating a reinvestment zone to give a tax abatement for the solar company.
Those are separate deals.
Well, separate deals on those 2 solar farms. The other farm hadn't come to us any abatement.
No,
They've already.
not separate farms. Whether you give an abatement and the amount of abatement and the reinvestment zone and the guidelines and criteria are 2 separate things.
Well, we
They
got
don't
it.
all have to be one deal.
So you want to do the guidelines and criteria is what you're saying and everything?
Well, before you can do a reinvestment zone, you have to do guidelines.
No, you don't. I talked to our attorney. He said, we don't have to do this. He said exactly this. We can do this process to vote. And then if it passes, then we'll do the guidelines and criteria.
Agreed. I understand what he's saying. This is a process. This is not doing the reinvestment zone. This is to create the process to do the reinvestment zone.
This is exact wording, Jeff Allen gave me for the commissioner's court.
Can I?
Yes, yes.
I think maybe you're passing this picture. If the majority of the court do want to go through the process of the guidelines and criteria, reinvestment zone and the contract, then you start with the guidelines. I think, as I understand this item on the agenda, the item says, do we as a court or as a county want to begin that process? So this is not to begin it, it's to decide whether we want to jump in the pool and start that process. Is that,
That's what I'm asking.
okay, yeah. And
I know it's not, because the wording is not to do the investment zone. It says the process of creating.
yeah, and then guidelines and criteria will be the first phase, followed by the reinvestment zone phase, followed by the contract with the entity phase.
Yes. This is exact wording he gave me. So
But the way I'm reading this, and this is just by talking to you and talking to different ones. If you're not giving any type of abatement, you don't have to do anything,
that's right.
right?
That's right.
So we need to decide somehow or another as a court whether we are or whether we're not.
Well, that's what this matter was, which I was going to vote on today, if they're been here. Start the process. If we voted for it, then we start the process. If we vote no, it ends.
So why do they have to be here if we want to do the process? Because we're not,
He wanted to be here.
Well, he sent me a message that it sounded like a vote, and I told him what.
Well, no, I called him back after lunch. I did not get surprised Friday, 11 o'clock, after being on the agenda for a while. I told him I'd table it, so that's the words I had with him, because he wanted to be here. So I'm gonna make a motion, we table this to the next commissioner's court. Do I hear a second? Well, if we don't have a second, then the tabling fails. So no one wants to table this, so to be tabled, it's gonna fail. Okay? So Joel, would you go ahead and take a vote then today? Okay, okay, well,
I'll second the table.
okay,
it's already died. You got to redo it.
I made a motion to table, you second the table. Do we hear it?
It died. I don't know. Did it die?
We haven't taken a vote yet, we got a motion and a second. So I'll take a vote to table it. All those in favor of tabling this to the next commissioner court meeting, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so the tabling fails. Okay, well, we can go ahead and start the next process in here. We'll decide. I've been clear, I'm totally against any abatements on this project. As I said from the start, I don't have my notes with me, but I can assure you there's many, many counties around us that have to do a no future abatements. Brown County, I talked to Judge Shane Britton, no future abatements. Coleman County Judge Bledsoe, no future abatements. Comanche County, no future abatements. I can go on and on and on. Most of these counties are not doing future abatements on wind or solar. They wanted a 50% abatement, which is material, because that's what they wanted. The norm's much less than that. So, those are my 2 cents.
My thing is that was when they told us 50%, he also said that was negotiable. And
Well, I
so-
heard that too.
So we haven't, I mean, we didn't even go back. That was in a workshop, so we haven't even been able to ask any questions or anything like that.
Well, they gave us a figure. I don't feel like we're running a used car dealership going back and forth, back and forth. They said 50%, and that's what they told us. So I don't think it's good. There's another issue I got on this thing too, not being on the tax roll. There's been bankruptcies on these solar farms. As you know, on the pilot program, payment in lieu of taxes, it shows $0. If they should go bankrupt, this company, we're gonna be in tough shape trying to get any assets out of that. I've talked to several attorneys. I've talked to Linebarger, Carrie Pickering. She said, you're correct. There's no assets to go after if anything happens on it.
If they go bankrupt in their own tax roll, they're not gonna pay.
How's
Well, you
that?
got better chance on
That's
tax
the-
roll versus not, it's showing $0.
We're dealing with Encore and have been ever since I've been here.
And they are gonna make a settlement right now.
At what, 5 years later,
Well,
you know?
it moves slow.
The way I read it, and I think not giving a pilot is a huge detriment to the county.
Okay.
It's huge. Because if you go on tax roll unabated, within 3 years of going on it, you're gonna get big money. You're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3. They're gonna be declining 8%. If you had a 28, 30% pilot within 3 years, the county is making money from that point through the 10th year. You're gonna benefit for 3 years and then you're gonna lose money on no abate.
We're not gonna lose money, it's going down in.
It's going way down, and with the pilot, you're straight lining.
Had a big discounted abatement.
No, at 28, 30%.
Well,
If it
is that
happens,
what they're gonna do?
I don't know.
Well, they told us 50%.
They told 50%, and I think everybody that's ever dealt with one realizes it is a bargaining deal. You can call it a used car deal if you want to, it's still a bargaining
Okay.
deal.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd like to go and ask them instead of 50%, is that we only give them a 10% abatement. That's 90% for us. And who knows? If they're gonna come, make them pay to come. But I'd like to be available to discuss this and not just say, okay, we're done.
Okay,
just because of, I mean, I understand what Ms. Francis is saying 100%. The only thing is, we can ask for a road use agreement or a bond, but they don't have to give it because we didn't give them a tax abatement.
our attorney said we can still do a road use agreement, whether to do guidelines and criteria or not.
So how do you make them sign it? It's a public road.
He told me whether they could sign it.
So the only way, and my thing is to make them follow that road use agreement is the sheriff's department. And then they're gonna have to have weights and measures and all that other stuff out there watching the truck and the traffic flow. And I don't know how that'll work.
Well, other counties do it. In Brown County, again, they're not giving an abatement. This project is, as you know, is 100 acres in Brown County. They've said no to any abatement on the same project, along with the schools, which, as you know, can't do it.
I didn't think they asked the county. I didn't think they went to Commissioner's Court and asked.
I don't know. I was told they're not gonna do it from Judge Britt. When I talked to him.
Commissioner Chastain told me they hadn't even approached the court. So
Okay.
they did approach him on a road use agreement. He brought it
Okay.
up to court
I haven't
and
talked to him yet.
yeah, so Commissioner Chastain said that they did make them pay up. Asked them if they would pay a bond, but they
Okay.
haven't signed anything in the fact that we haven't approved the project.
Okay. All right. Any comments on there, guys?
But I mean,
The only thing I see is 50%. That's way too high. It needs to be down 30, 20% or something, or like Jason was saying, 10%.
Yeah.
But 50%, I think is just a little bit too high.
but
I
guidelines
think we all do. That was just what was thrown out there on the top end of the
Right,
day.
it was just thrown out.
You know,
We
somebody,
haven't had a chance to talk back to them, so.
Attorney Allen also told us that he recommended us doing the guidelines and criteria, no matter if we voted down the pilot program or the abatement program. He said it's good to have that in. The statute says on that for new and existing is the words that it uses on statute, new and existing projects. So we already have existing, but our guidelines and criteria are out of date.
yeah,
So if you redo that and get your guidelines and criterias back up into order, you're still working on your existing tax abatements that are already out there.
We just need to have a workshop and get that done then, or what?
one way or the other. we
Well,
got
what, one,
roads.
before you do that, you're gonna have to say if you want to start the process, and I think that's what's on the agenda
That's on
today.
the agenda. We can take a vote on this and then after we discuss this. Well, again, I don't have my list with me. I thought we were gonna table it, but there's a majority of counties not doing any more abatements in solar or wind. I mean, that's my research, and there's some way out West Texas still doing a few you can talk to. But the majority, I talked to, I bet 10 or 15 judges around central Texas area and other places. They're doing no abatements. So that's what I'm bringing to the board. We have a discussion on this? All right,
The only thing I got to say still is we all know what our budget process was this year. Your expenditures are not gonna increase with time. Everything's going up. We know that our wind situation has capped. And we're headed down. So you've got to make up the money somehow. You can do it in farming taxes. You can do it by hopefully cutting spending. You can do it several ways, but the money has got to be there. And we know that the wind stuff is starting to deteriorate. And so if you want a huge tax increase, even to the point of possibly having to have a rollback election, you very possibly are headed in that direction. That's my take.
okay. Anything else?
I make a motion that we begin the process of creating the investment zone and all the details that go along with that abatement process.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams for the process of creating a reinvestment zone. Here, a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Parton. Any other discussion? All those in favor of creating the reinvestment zone, say aye.
Not to create the process of a reinvestment.
Process of creating a reinvestment zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 in favor, 1 against. So motion carries. We will start the process of creating a reinvestment zone for Red River Clean Energy and related matters. All right. Number 12, Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Sullivan, go ahead.
Well, we're still working on County Road 327. We've been hauling out of Keller's pit. We'll keep hauled out quarter. So, but we're still hauling from him, trying to straighten up 327. And then possibly going to 314, try to straighten some places up in that area. Other than that, we're still working 327.
All right, need some rain, getting a little dry again.
It is dry.
Commissioner Head, go ahead, sir.
Well, we got, we're working on 235, we got the 10 horns put back in place again, and, we've been hauling and building that road up. Trying again, so we can get the state a little longer.
Okay. Commissioner Parton, go ahead, sir.
Just about finish up this more on County Road 545. Getting lots of comments down on 549 where it's washed out, but is a FEMA mitigation area, fixing David Shaw in a little bit. Looks to me like we're gonna have to address that sooner than later. Irregardless, and still got some more.
Okay. I guess we got 7 more washouts, maybe 235.
All right, is that it, Commissioner Parton?
Yeah.
Commissioner Williams?
Did a few tree removals out, had an old tree down on 437 that went across the road. I don't know if the wind that come up last Monday, I don't know what caused that to turn over. Worked on some, cattle guard. Complaint that it was too full. We cleaned it out. The cows are still going across it. They're jumping it. I can't do anything about that. So landowner's gonna have to deal with that. Cattle guard's been there longer than I know of. So worked on some FEMA. We also did moving some equipment, and we're getting ready for the picked up the rock crusher this week, but getting ready for next week to start working with the rock crusher. And we'll be moving millings, wrap, or whatever from your yard. My question is, do we need to bring our loader over, or how's that system work
You'll
over
have
there?
to Bring your, cause we got iron out.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's all we need to know. And then I think Robert's using our RGN today, and then
No, actually, Craig gonna get my packer, and so he's gonna deliver those.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay, well, we already unhooked it and everything ready for you to go this morning, so, okay.
right. No, he told me,
Working on some, only one thing, I was, after visiting with David and some FEMA stuff last week, we're doing we're gonna look at, I think, on the 9th, our engineers are coming. So, I'm gonna look at a project that was asked for mitigation. We may try to get back on there on that project. Other than that, I took off last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to get the twins into college. That was 709 miles of driving, by the way, in 2 days. So I know Tom's tired and Summer's tired. We all spent all weekend trying to get kids into college. So and that's it, Judge.
Okay. Number 13, County Judges Report. I'll be at the legislative conference in this week, find out what all laws have been passed that affects Mills County in Austin. And our next Commissioners Court meeting will be September the 8th. So that's all I got. Everyone have a good week. I'll make a motion, we adjourn. Second by Commissioner Head, beat stood. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Everybody have a good week. Thanks for coming.